We had a blizzard last night. I don't know if you can see that on the pillow. Look at the thick, like the quantity on top of the pillow. I mean, the pillow is like probably about, till like there. So there's a significant amount of drop that happens. So this is part of our backyard and just the beautiful blue sky. This is the good stuff. Just thought I'd squeeze this in before popping on and telling you what I'm doing in this video. Hi everyone, thank you for joining us. So this is our first video on our couples weight loss journey, and we are going to show you the first 7 days of the process. Today is the 7th day that we're on the ideal protein diet, and we are hoping that you stick around for the rest of our journey. We are going to get started first with the pantry. All right, so this is a glimpse into our pantry right now. This is a box of stuff that was given to us by a friend of mine. That container has been here for a while, this one. Not sure if it has expired, to be really honest with you, because we moved not all that long ago. Okay, fine. It was a little while ago. But we were at a point where we had to go through still tons of boxes. I kind of moved in, not in a super rush, but we lived temporarily somewhere else and we didn't have all of our boxes unpacked there. So when we came here, we had to unpack everything. So it did take a bit of time. We still are working on boxes. Like, I'm just going to give you a bit of an idea. Like, there's still boxes. You can't even really see it back there because that's a sunroom. But there's like piles of boxes right around here. So we haven't even totally finished. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go through the pantry. Ignore the garbage bags right here because that's the garage door. I'm going to go through the pantry and put away in a box everything that either my son won't eat or that my husband and I can't eat and that will last us past the point of when we've done our weight loss. I'm also going to try to make good choices here. So if it's something that's absolute garbage for us, I'm just going to go ahead and see if it's something that can be donated to a food bank. I'm going to get rid of it. But if it's actually like just stuff that needs to go or will be expired and is not going to last and it's not going to be something that's non-perishable to bring to a food bank locally, then I will just get rid of it or see if somebody around my neighborhood wants to have any. So I'm just going to put this on, probably fast forward myself doing this because it'll be long. It will. I know it will be. So follow along with us. This is still on day 1 of our ideal protein weight loss journey. So my husband would help me, but he pinched a nerve in his back. So if you can hear all that that's going on like around here, that is my husband playing Mario with our son. So I'm just going to put this on. Hopefully it will fast forward. Hopefully I can figure out that fast forwarding thing that people do on YouTube. But anyways. Okay, so as it stands right now, this is basically what I wanted to accomplish. I wanted to clear off a shelf so that we could put all of our ideal protein items directly in there. I wanted it to be high enough that it was out of reach for our son. Not because it would harm him, because we got the guarantee that it would not harm him, any of the foods, but we were kind of given the impression that like when you're on such a restrictive type of diet, you will want to eat every little morsel that you can. So I don't want to just leave it out and then have him eat 3-4 bars of something that does have extra protein in as well. I don't want to risk that. So I've accomplished what I've set out to accomplish. I'm not gonna keep going on this because there is a ton more that I have to clean in this house. So I'm just going to arrange now all of the different foods that we've gotten and separate them by bin. I went and bought some bins from the dollar store or like from Dollarama specifically, because that's what we've got around here. We've also got Dollar Tree, but they're not as frequent. So when we were out visiting our coach, when we were out in that city, because it was such a long way to go, we just decided while we were there, we were just going to get the rest of the groceries and errands done that we needed to so that we could head back home and make it before our son's bedtime, because it was like about 4 o'clock, so we didn't want to waste too much more time. So we took about 20 or 30 minutes grabbing some things. So we stopped at a Dollarama. That was just what was nearby. We've lived close to that area, but we're not from that area originally, so We just didn't want to take a chance and go around in circles anyways, even though I prefer Dollar Tree. Dollarama is good for some things, but I do prefer Dollar Tree overall. So I'm going to show you those bins and then we're going to get started. Okay, so the bins that I got were 2 different sizes, as you can see here. I just have them all put in one inside the other. So there's 2 large ones and 2 smaller ones. I didn't know if we would need more than that or not. I didn't want to overbuy. They're not cheap as far as dollar store products go. The small ones were $3.50 a piece. And this one's pretty snug in here. As much as I hate being directly on camera, which is why I have had probably 4 or 5 hours worth of footage over the last year of things that I could put in as content for teacher life and mom life and all that kind of stuff. And when we were moving, I did all kinds of different things. I hate being on camera, but I'm purposely facing the camera head on right now because I want to capture how big I am right now in all of the flab and all of the arm wings and all that junk, because I'm hoping to look back and be like, yep, that's how I used to look. Boom. Okay, this is the larger one. So this is $4. The other ones were $3.50. So I'm going to show you the difference here. You can look at that. Like, there's a significant amount more in this one. I've basically lined up the one side. So I wanted to make sure that we had enough room. So these will sit, like I decided that I was going to have 1 small one and 1 big one for each of us. Our food is all separate. So something like this. At least for the time being. There is about 2 to 3 inches behind it if need be, and there is still a lot of room this way. There's space in the middle, so just in case if we really enjoy certain products and we end up wanting to buy them in bulk, we will do that, like in boxes. But as of right now, we bought everything individually, which was fantastic that our coach offered that at his clinic. So I'm going to show you how I'm arranging everything. In the first week that you do this type of diet, you are given the option to have extra snacks just for that first week. So we did go ahead and buy the amount that we would need, assuming that we were going to need those 2 extra snacks every single day. So that ended up being, it's 2 snacks a day, 14 total, so 2 snacks per day set for 7 days because we bought 7 days worth of food. So I'm going to start with actually putting in my husband's extras. These are the ones. They were really sweet at this location as well, in case if you ever are in that area and want to travel in like we do. Like it's not a small trek to get to that city from where we live. It's a significant amount of time, and like I had to make sure I had my parents able to watch my son for the entire day to be able to go do our consultation, do all that kind of stuff, and come back home. He said he has other clients that are coming in from like 2.5 hours away, so like it's not unusual for people to do that kind of a trek, especially when you have such an awesome coach. So if you want to check him out, his name is Peter. He is at in a city called Guelph, Ontario, and his clinic is inside the Chancellor's pharmacy, because he owns the pharmacy as well. So he is a pharmacist. So that is what they did, was they actually labeled all of our bags as to what they are and say what you can actually do with it. So this one they specifically wrote in up to 2 a day, week 1 only. So I'm gonna put my husband's choices in his bins, and I'm gonna put mine in my bin, and so forth. I'm purposely using up this one small bin to show all the extras that we have, because I know that starting at the end of this first week, that bin is not going to be used for the extras, because the extras can only be done in that first week. So I'm not too worried about that. That will likely end up being a spot to put our restricted. I like to keep our restricted items. Keep all the actual main items, main ideal protein items. You can put them all in here because they don't have to stay separate. And then the smaller bin will have all our restricted items. So I have now unpacked everything for Dan. This is all of his food, all of it, intermixed. I did kind of keep breakfast closer to the front and the rest was pushed to the back because he's not, it's not that he's the biggest fan or not fan of having breakfast for dinner, but I'm sure he wants to see what he can eat first thing in the morning closest to the front. So just until he kind of gets used to the program. And I'm going to do the same for myself just so I can understand sort of what I have in my stash before jumping to the conclusion that, oh, I've only got chips and then just grab a bag of chips. And then his restricted items are in the middle, and I'm going to put mine in the middle too. Okay, so there it is. All done, all set up. This side will be Daniel's side, and I'll actually, at some point when I find my label maker, I'll put our names on our bins. So Dan and Dan, Miriam and Miriam. So these are all of my things going through, all of his things all the way through, and then our restricted bags are in the middle. Those are our snacks that we're going to have at the end of the day when we're chilling out together, probably watching a show or something after dinner. So that's how that was set up. Today marks day 1. Done. So end of the day, you get to have a restricted snack. We are very excited for our restricted snacks. We're going to try them on camera.
We are?
Yeah. There were some really good hits today and some extreme misses with the food choices. But that was the nice thing about being able to buy them individually instead of buying boxes worth. Because we found out pretty quickly which ones we like and which ones we don't like.
Looks good, smells good.
This smells amazing.
So does this. Smell this.
Oh, smell this? I know. I'll find out if we're allowed to give exact names of the items that we're using. Well, anyways, let's just give it a try. Mine's more savory, his is sweet. Let's give it a try. Oh, yum.
Alright, this is pretty good.
Yum and a half.
A little crumbly, but it's good.
Mine's amazing. Wow. This is really good. I'm actually the most excited for the fact that it tastes so good and there's so much of it in here. It smells so good. Okay, so how did we find the first day? We were lucky. Today's the first day and it's family day in Ontario. So today's a Monday, but we had it off. So we were able to, I shot the part where I was organizing in the pantry and getting rid of food or figuring out what was to be donated, what was to be thrown out. I had a lot that I threw out. I don't know if you noticed, but it was kind of embarrassing. There was a lot of stuff that was expired that was in there. And then I moved things that we can't eat and that our son won't eat but will last down to a bottom shelf. Sorry, things are digging away. What about you? What did you think about the first day?
That was good. It's going to be quite an adjustment, with the taste of this food. But we're determined.
Yeah. I purposely chose to do the end of the day vlog in our bedroom, sitting on our bed, because it gives you a true, you can't suck it in when you're sitting down. You can't suck it in. So here's several rolls worth here that are gonna be gone. So I'm excited for that. So it's exciting, and I can't even feel myself hunched over because I already have issues with my back, but carrying an extra 80 to 100 pounds is not helping whatsoever. So we're gonna stop here. We're going to possibly give you an update tomorrow. I'm gonna try to do this every day for the first week and see.
Okay.
Maybe not with him. He's not used to having to do this every day, but I'm gonna try to do this every day for the first week to kind of give an accurate feel of how it's actually going, and not just kind of look back and be like, oh yeah, week 1, blah blah blah. Like, I want you to actually know what it's like to go through this, because the first week is the hardest, as with anything. So yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Good morning. It is day 2 on the Ideal Protein diet, and I am so tired. It's only about 10 after 8. We're gonna leave very shortly, my son and I, to go to school. I teach at the same school where he goes to school, and I'm so exhausted. I don't know what it is. I feel like I got plenty of sleep, and I don't know. Maybe it's just this week 1 blahs. I'm not sure. It's funny because I'm even like, I was getting ready, and like right behind me is my dresser. Like, we have 2. This is mine. And like, do you see that Toblerone bar right here? It didn't even occur to me how much junk we actually eat until we were choosing our one restricted snack last night, which is like the evening snack, like after dinner. And it was a purposeful choice. And then I came up here and I was like, oh, should I grab some candy, which is literally right next to me? Should I grab chocolate? Like, oh look, there's a bag of nuts that, like, I did a lot of cleaning yesterday. I forgot to clean in our bedroom because of the amount of junk that we keep up here between candy, chocolate, and like pistachio nuts or peanuts or something. Reality check for sure. Anyways, I don't often wear my hair up. I don't like how I look with my hair up. I don't like this happening, so I don't usually wear my hair up. But I was so tired today. This is the first time in a very, very long time that I was just like, yep, my hair is going up. I don't care. So hopefully the rest of the day goes better. I don't know. Yeah. My skin feels a little dry too. A little drier. I mean, it's the middle of the winter, but anyway. I will talk to you guys later. So this is the afternoon of day 3 already. The afternoon of day 3. Excuse the disaster behind us. We just got back home from work respectively, like not together. And Danny stopped at Costco. Our Costco bills usually run what every week?
About $200.
About $200 every week. Not counting necessarily proteins, because we don't always buy tons of proteins from Costco, so this is actually a relatively fair comparison. So let's see what we got. So he stopped in at Costco. He got things that work really well with us and with what we've been eating for dinner and snacking on during the day. So what did you grab?
There's broccoli florets, cucumbers, mushrooms, asparagus, and celery.
There's one that's not doing so well in there, but that's okay. These are really good. We've actually been going through this quite a bit. The grand total for those came to $28.95, which is pretty unheard of. We usually, I think we're pretty good at grabbing items that are at least that amount on their own, like by one item in terms of the price for one item. We've been liking these. They are, there's several bags in here. How many? 4 bags. Each bag is, so these go in the freezer. Each bag has 500 grams of broccoli. The bags themselves can be thrown right into the microwave to steam up. Like the bags are ready. It says steamable bags on it. And how much was this? I'm curious to see how much these were. $5.99. So there was a bunch. I was at Zara's today, and a bunch that maybe would have fit like kind of around my finger. It was $4.99. And I was like, oh, I wonder if Dan ever got asparagus. So I went on the Wunderlist and checked. Oh, if you guys have not used Wunderlist, life-changing. Free app. I will talk to you more about that, or I'll link it below. Yeah, that's it. How have you been feeling?
Hungry.
Hungry? But during the course of the day, hungry still?
No. Busy.
Yeah? Busy?
Yeah.
So I woke up with a nasty, nasty headache. I thought it was not going to be any better. I am full of energy, and this is the first day that I didn't have to have any extra snacks, which you can do on your first week. So that's been nice. So we're going to make dinner now, and talk to you guys later. All right, so it is the third day. We're in the evening now. We've put our little guy to bed, and we had dinner first, then we put our little guy to bed. So we just wanted to come on to kind of give you guys an idea of what, like, any kind of struggles or things that we've become aware of on this third day. In case you're wondering what I'm looking down at, I've got my iPad here, so I had put a few notes down. So, oh yeah, good call. So the first thing we thought we would want to share is, in times of feeling discouraged, because it is super easy to derail from this, what keeps us encouraged. So, I don't know if you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
Well, it doesn't matter. Like, I'll go first.
Okay.
So, for me, I see our son and how skinny he is, you know, and I also just see the people around me. You know, and we were talking about this the other day, like missing simple things like going up and down stairs without feeling winded. So stuff like that just keeps me in the right mindset.
Mm-hmm. For me, it's a couple of things. So I'm definitely gonna steal part of what Danny said, but it's more so for me that I know what it's like to be at, I don't want to say thin and I don't want to say small. I don't want to use those words because really, I don't think I was really that tiny, but I was what I like to refer to as my happy weight. So I was there at one point in my life, and I did maintain it, and I did it all on my own, but it was a very restrictive diet that I had done for myself. So I know it's possible, and I remember how good I felt. Like, I have damage that I have in my spine, and I have issues with one of my knees, and I can literally feel like I'm carrying extra weight, like, you know, a couple of small children or more that I'm carrying around constantly versus what it felt like when I was at my happy weight. So I try to keep that in mind, and I'm also crazy competitive, so it's nice that we're doing this together because we're like constantly talking to each other throughout the day and like telling each other what we've tried and what, you know, this tastes good, this doesn't taste good. So like we're still, you know, really working hard to communicate throughout the day. So the second thing that we wanted to talk about was how much, like, we're becoming so aware of how much time we're wasting eating. And I know that sounds bizarre because is it really time wasted if you're giving yourself nutrients? But throughout the course of the day, just think about how many times you stop to snack, to grab something, to, I'll talk a little bit about as a teacher where I find it super tricky. And Danny will talk about how, because he's on the road all the time, because he's in sales, what really affects him. So since you started last time, do you want me to start this time or do you want to go ahead?
Go ahead.
So as a teacher, we are collectively, our staff at our school is we're big food people. Like, we really enjoy the food thing. And there'll be announcements that will come on and be like, oh, there's treats in the staff room, and we have Friday snacks that we sign up for at the beginning of the year. We do staff snacks. Anytime that we have a staff meeting, we are bringing in stuff for everybody to eat. There's different groups of people that are in charge at any given time. And then really any occasion that happens to come up, a baby is born, someone is going off to have surgery, somebody's coming back from surgery, somebody is returning to work after a leave, who we miss dearly if you're watching this, by the way. I'm so glad that you came back. But I realized this week, as we welcomed someone back that we missed very, very much this year, this is her first day back at work, 2 days ago was her first day back at work, we got treats. There was a tray of brownies and like homemade, they smelled amazing, brownies, and a big box of Timbits. And I caught myself going into the staff room, which I don't often go to unless I'm going to my mailbox to get something. I went directly, like made a beeline for this Timbit box that I'm not even supposed to be having anyways, versus like not just in this, on this diet, but I'm really trying hard to stay away from gluten. So that was like, I don't know what I was thinking, but I just aimed and fired right to this box. And I caught myself about, like, if the box was here, I was literally this close to the box, about to grab a Timbit. And I was like, whoa, like, what am I doing? It was really bizarre to realize I could have been organizing more things. I could have been working at, you know, making my pile of photocopies that I have to do every day. I could have been trying to work on my smartboard file for my attendance in the morning. Like, it was just so many things that I could have been doing. But no, I derailed what I was doing to go in to have something that I couldn't have or wasn't supposed to have because it happened to be there. And I don't know, I feel like a lot of teachers probably are, who would be seeing this, would say like, yeah, okay, you got a fair point at the fact that we really enjoy eating. I don't know. You tell me. Maybe it's just my school, maybe it's just the schools that I've worked at. Every school I've worked at has had this same situation, but maybe it's a Southwestern Ontario thing. I don't know. Maybe you can enlighten me. So that's just, in my opinion, like how tricky it is as a teacher. Not to mention the people who are constantly like, hey, I'm gonna go to Tim's. Do you want me to grab you something? I'm on my way out to Mickey D's. Do you want me to get you something? Like, no. I wish, but no. So, yeah. So what about you? Like on the road?
Yeah, so for me, being on the road, like I had a big realization today about driving, and that I make frequent stops just to pick up whatever, whether it's a random drink from Tim Hortons or a pastry from Tim's. So today I did a 2.5 hour drive out towards Windsor, Ontario, and I didn't stop because I didn't need to stop. So there was that. I had a client meeting today, and first thing I wanted to do after the meeting was go get lunch, but I already had my pre-packed lunch in the car, so I didn't even need to do that. So the amount of time that I'm saving not eating and not going places, and not to mention the money that we're saving, it's huge. So that's it's big for us. Yeah definitely. So if you have any other ideas or any other questions that you might have of what this is like and what we're kind of encountering, especially this early on, please let us know. I know that by the time this video goes up on Saturday, we will have done, it will be our sixth day that we're doing this, but we're absolutely happy to talk about or answer any other questions that you might have, so just leave the comments down below and we will absolutely do our very best to answer them. Yeah, that's it. We're done for day 3. Bye. Bye.
So we are on our way. It is Saturday, February the 23rd. We are on our way to our first weigh-in. I hope that we see something, even though it's only been 5 days. Like we only started it on Monday, so this is technically partly into our 6th day. So I'm hoping that it's going to show us something, give us some encouragement. The last couple of days were a little bit crazy, so we did not vlog at all.
Right.
So we just finished our weigh-in with Peter, and drum roll please. That's a better drum roll. We have lost a combined, what was it, 14?
Something like that.
So almost 14 pounds.
I lost 8.6.
And I lost 5.7. So this was just, and this isn't even a full week. So we did, this is 5 days.
5 days.
5 days. So that's okay. That's pretty good. So we're very happy. It has really pushed us to be encouraged to stay focused and to really want to keep doing this. So we did get a confirmation from Peter that I am allowed to talk to you guys a little bit about the food as well, and like actually use the names of the food, and he has even volunteered to come as a guest appearance on the channel. So yay, thank you, Peter. So yeah, we're just going to head now to Costco. Before going, we are going to have our lunch. So Dan is gonna have nacho cheese chips, and I'm gonna have sea salt chips. And we've got a bag of mini cucumbers that we had packed from home before coming, with a couple bottles of water. So we're gonna have that before we go to Costco, so it can derail us from any possibility of having any temptation. Although right now, I don't know about you, but I'm like on a high at the fact that we've lost that weight. So
I'm excited.
So I don't even want it. I don't want the pizza, and I don't want all that stuff that they've got. So I just had to come on and say that since I bought my Apple Watch, oh, I'm not sure, maybe a year ago, I have never been able to put it on anything less than that fourth loop or fourth hook. So now I get to put it on the third. This is the first time. And it's only been, this is our 7th day on our diet. Pretty awesome. And it still has room to wiggle. Amazing.